Ruslan.
So I've been doing TikTok for a little bit now, and I've built up a kind of decently large audience on TikTok. But with TikTok, the problem with it is you can go viral very easily on TikTok, but then you can't really build I'll say, a consistent audience base on TikTok. So I was trying to figure out how do you take an audience that you've already built and slowly transition them to another platform, like say like YouTube or Instagram or anything else, so you can have a consistent rapport with your audience.
Yeah, I think what you're really asking is if you are building an audience, how do you not remain at the mercy of the algorithm? I think that's the question beneath the question, right? If I can kind of dig a little deeper. And I think that is the deceptive part about social media, is you can really slide into the delusion that like everybody is there for you, and really you're just touching the algorithm, which is important to do, but you have to develop that relationship with your audience. You have to develop that rapport with your audience. So my recommendation would be to infuse as much of your story as possible. Infuse as much of your story. So on TikTok, something that I see works is even when people are doing trends or they're doing different things, is they use the little captions and they'll put little bits of their story. Hey, I'm a rapper and I'm hoping to go full time this year. It's really hard. I'm da 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 da, right? And they put these little captions on there, right? For me, what that looked like is I did a series called Exposed, and I did a series all about exposing myself on YouTube, right? And I just kind of share, it's a testimonial story. And the first one did really well. And they've all actually done really well. And so I kind of go back to that series of being, exposing myself, if you will. And then I would say from that is having somewhere that you can direct people to that has a more direct to consumer audience, right? So for me, it's Patreon. I get to connect with folks directly. And so out of my, let's just call 50,000 subscribers, there's about 500 Patreon members on and off, right? So what is that? It's not 10%, that's 1%. 1%. But that's a fairly good conversion, in my opinion. Those people then get to connect directly with me. And then another thing is I also have this thing called Superphone. So depending on how big or how small your audience is and what your niche is, that could be a very powerful way of having everybody's contact information. But here's what you got to understand. When you're using a platform like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, they own that data. People are under the conception that you own it. You don't own that data. They own that data. In order for you not to be the product, but to actually have connection and relationship, you have to pay for a service. That becomes tough for people, meaning that folks go, well, why would I do that if I could just go on Instagram? Why would I do that if I could just go on TikTok or YouTube? Because they own your relationship with your audience, right? You stop touching the algorithm, you do something. In my situation, I caught a community strike, right? And I'm like, yo, this is big trash. Caught a community strike. I'm challenging it. I'm fighting against it. And it was a wake-up call for me to say, hey, a lot of folks have their notifications on, but sometimes YouTube plays with that. And I'm rethinking my own strategy. Do I need to have a separate platform where all my videos are backed up? Do I need to, right? You see what I'm saying? And so I'm thinking of different ways of how to do that. I think Patreon has been very dope, and I'm willing to pay for products and not just use the product for free, because it's not really for free, right? Like, I'm making YouTube money. YouTube's making money off of me. That's why they're putting me up the algorithm. TikTok is keeping people inside of TikTok and making money off your videos. That's why they're pushing you up the algorithm. So what I would say is tell your story, one. Two, have somewhere more personal that people can connect with you. The issue with Superphone is it becomes problematic when it's a younger audience. TikTok is very young. You can get very sketchy when you're texting with a 13-year-old on Superphone, right? And so for me, I got this Patreon thing, and for me, the texting, like, I have Superphone, but it's not my main focus. I push people here. Why? Because if I can get someone into a Zoom call to get to know me and I get to know them, there becomes more rapport. We're talking face to face. I'm not just a guy on YouTube. You're not just a random number to me. And then I could scale this for additional content. You see what I'm saying? And so I think you have to have something for them to plug into to get that relationship going. Superphone, I think, is the easiest one. I think it's $20 a month. There's another one called Blossom. And that's a good way. And I would encourage you to do that, man, is like transition them onto something about this topic to get them more dialed in. And really what you're looking for, everybody is looking for, is relationship. You want relationship with your audience. That's what you're really after. If we demystify all this, what we're really after is relationship. Because if you're adding value to somebody and they have an actual relationship with you, the natural byproduct is they're going to support you in whatever way is available. Patreon, merchandising, supporting your music, whatever's available. Let me ask you this. How many followers are you on TikTok? Like, how poppin' is TikTok for you right now? And like, how long have you been doing it?
I'm at about 33,000 followers on TikTok, and I've been doing it since, well, I really started doing it seriously about June, was when I noticed it was like, okay, this thing is actually like working.
Dope.
And I started doing it seriously in June.
And have you been able to translate any of those over to Instagram?
Yeah, I've been able to get maybe about 100 followers more to Instagram.
Okay, so
that's
fairly
with,
like
not really pushing it.
Okay, not really pushing. Okay, so I would say, hey guys, I'm going to be doing a dope live stream on Instagram. Something I do from YouTube is I tell people, hey, if you ever want to DM me, or like I say, hey, before you want to send me a nasty comment, shoot me a DM on Instagram. That brings people over from YouTube to Instagram, right? So figure out some kind of way to bring them over. The other option in all of this is pay to play. Pay to use the platforms the way they want you to use them, and then figure out a product to sell with that. Meaning, on Instagram, I run ads all the time. I have about $500 to $600 a month set aside in Instagram and Facebook ads. So there's always passive ads running for me. And I'm going to start incorporating more YouTube ads to push people from Instagram to YouTube. They don't really want you doing that. But if I'm always putting money there, I'm more likely to kind of be a part of their ecosystem. And I'm using that side of Instagram. Same thing with TikTok. You could be running some type of ad on TikTok. And again, I don't know what your finances are set up, but that's the other way. Is like, if you're going to build an audience, is like, use it in the way that they would want you to use it. And that's all Facebook is now, by the way. It's completely pay to play. You know what I mean? And so that in my opinion, that's why I like YouTube. I think YouTube is my favorite platform, because you could still touch the algorithm organically, and it can convert to actual AdSense and revenue and build a community. TikTok's a little harder to do that, but I do feel like there's a ton of reach on TikTok to do that. And I also think YouTube is favoring folks who are a bit wiser, a bit older, have a bit more to say, and TikTok is favoring the younger, cuter, more attractive, short form content. Folks that literally don't have a ton to say, but they're just fun to look at, right? Unless you're just like a genius like Alex Dion Wilson, who can do good short form content for TikTok and do long form content for YouTube and IGTV. So is that helpful, man?
Yeah, that's definitely helpful. It's something that I've been thinking about, and that definitely helps, especially I think in the niche that I'm in. It's easily transferable, because people always want more advice on how to deal with money and all that kind of stuff.
Got you. Dope. Very cool.
Kingstream Entertainment. Ruslan.
I saw my mama smile through the silhouette. Sunshine and all. But she don't know that I still feel like we ain't made it yet. No, I ain't lying at all.